Morning everybody and welcome back to UKDiver. If it's your first time here, then just welcome. I'm very glad to be here and I'm glad to see you here too. And today we're cleaning down the horizon and having a bit of an update. So yes guys, I was off diving in South Shields in the brine, and you can tell it's the brine because everything's salty. So I'm just going to wash the unit down. Got back last night. It was pretty late because ropes off wasn't till like 10, and then we got out there and slack wasn't till 1, so it was all a bit of a long day. So I don't think I actually landed back home till 8 o'clock. So she sat overnight, which isn't ideal, but anyway, we're going to give her a clean down now. So guys, one of the things that Mares advertises about this is it is as easy to dive as open circuit, and in my experience, you're diving with this over the last sort of 4 or 5 months, that's a lie. It is not as easy as diving open circuit. So I'm going to take the top scrubber out, okay? So as you see, that's a bit moist. I will empty the scrubber out and material out in a minute, but we're just going to pop the scrubber caps off. They're covered in salt. I'm going to get into the inside. Come here. There we go. So this moisture that you see, guys, is breath goo. So yeah, that's all condensation from your breath. So what I'm going to do is take out, there's the O2 cells, the O2 sensors, or the sensor grid as they call it. And we're just going to hang that over there because obviously we don't want that getting wet. Why I say this is not as easy as open circuit diving, because we all know, we've all been told a million times, when you come out and dive from the sea, you need to wash everything down with clean fresh water, okay? But there's an extra step in this which you don't have to do with open circuit, is then we have to sterilize everything. So when you dive in closed circuit, it's quite disgusting because all the slobber, everything that comes out of your mouth that normally just disappears into water, obviously doesn't do that. So it just collects in here and it collects in your exhale count along. Now, I wish I'd saved this for you guys because it is really disgusting, but I was winding my daughter up and she wasn't knowing, she's gullible. So I got her to empty it out yesterday, and you get your hand covered in slime. But there might be a bit left, so let's see what this is gonna look like. So what I'm gonna get a close up for you because this really does need to be seen to be believed. So we'll get the phone out, I'll get a video. Okay, and here we go. So you have to pull these things here, and if you pull, look, gross. Yeah, and there's like gallons of that. Like I said, ugh, this was drained yesterday, so there's not that much in it. But yeah, it's if you imagine, I don't know, a cup full maybe for 2-hour dives. It's quite gross, so you have to get rid of that. So I'm just going to pop the loop off because obviously we need to clean that and need to disconnect the bailout hose there. So that's gone. Controller come here, and then this is easy, just 2 press. But again, I don't know if you see, if I give it a pull, you might see some. Yeah, there you go. Look, wife, slime. She's not looking because it makes her want to chunder. So yeah, it's quite gross, especially on the exhale side. So we need to wash that away, and more importantly, we need to sterilize this because I'm not sure I'm diving this for the next couple of weeks. And obviously, if you leave it damp and with bugs all over it, things are going to grow. So let's put these off to one side for a minute. Just for safety, I bag these up. So let me go get my bag. Again, you can't see me, but you should be able to hear me. So this is all I do. And again, when I was on the training, I was told, oh, you don't need to do this. Just, you know, put them here and make sure you don't get them wet, you know, just gently sprinkle. But I'm an idiot. And yeah, I'm going to break them. So all I do is just put them in a Ziploc bag that I use over and over and over again. So this is my wash bag, as I call it now. And basically I just Ziploc it in as best I can. Move the wires right up to the end. And then just squeeze them out, I don't know. Yeah. Then hook that in, as we did before. But now, obviously, if I accidentally splash, which I always accidentally splash, it's no big deal. So, what do you sterilize it with? Well, if you're a rebreather diver, you'll know this already, but this is a bottle of diluted Chemgene. So Chemgene is, I'll put a picture of it, I'll take a photo in a second of the proper bottle, but you dilute it down to the recommended dose. Again, I'll take a shot. And basically, you spritz it on everywhere that's been in contact with your lungy juices. So that's all in here. The counter lungs in the side, the loop, the covers, and even the scrubber canisters as well will get a spritz of this. Once you put it on, I think it's a 5-minute contact time. I leave it 15 minutes just because, well, why not? I'm lazy. I don't want to rinse it off too quick, but anyway. And you keep rinsing with clean fresh water as you would with open circuit until it stops bubbling. So we'll get some of this squirted down, yeah? So you don't fill it up, it is only contact. So the counter lungs on mine get specific attention because obviously I can't make sure from here whether everything is getting a good spritz or getting contact. So I probably over egg it, but you know what? The Chemgene is relatively cheap. I think it's about 20 quid a bottle. And like I say, you do dilute it down by quite an amount. So it probably lasts for ages. So I'd rather like nuke it than not, to be honest with you. So, and especially this side, because like I say, this side is where all the gunge comes from. Well, all the gunge goes into, I guess. So I just try and make sure I give every service a good spritz. And I might do this 2 or 3 times, guys, just to make sure that, you know, it's done. Also get your surfaces where your loop connects. Okay, so that's that. Inside, oh God, right, okay, this is the other thing. Now, you might have heard rebreather divers say about lung butter. So this is what we're on about, and it is quite disgusting. So again, I'm gonna get some close-ups. So you see like the white snotty stuff, yeah? Again, that's just congealed goo out your lungs. It's, I say, it is minging, okay? No one tells you about this, but it is, quite frankly, disgusting. So anyway, look at me, looking at you, looking at me, looking at you. But anyway, there we go. So we will give it a nuke. And again, make sure you get everywhere. Can't hurt it. Okay, so same with the loop, guys. I'm going to go in one side. Now, the problem with this is it's corrugated. So what I tend to do is try and put a fair bit in, inhale side, and then what I do is try and pull the hose to do the corrugations, and then tip it upside down. Yo, and then it comes out the other side. Now, that's because obviously the air goes this way around. So that's quite gross. So we'll do the exhale side as well. And there's lung butter snot all over the place, so I'm gonna have to hose literally everything down. It's quite disgusting. I get that bit as well. Die. Again, pull the hose up, dribble it down. There you go. See it all coming out. Oh, there's loads of snot in there. Rebreather diving, isn't it great? Try and make sure everything's contacted. Your mouthpiece, again, you know, anything that's been in contact with you, make sure you give it a good dose of this. And try not to probably inhale it. It's probably not good for you. So I always try and do this outside when it's nice. Well, when it's nice. We're in the UK. When it's not tilling down, try and do it. And I'm going to put a bit through there and then let it drain through in the hope that it goes through the mushroom valves and cleans them out anyway. So yeah, so that's that. Just hit the lids. And again, just give it a spritz just to make sure everywhere is kept in contact with this. And again, because I'm anal, I'm going to give this one another spritz. So, yeah, there's grossness everywhere. So right, guys, we're gonna go mobile. You're gonna come with me, and we're gonna go and empty the scrubbers. So that's it, GoPro off. We're gonna empty these bad boys. So what I'm going to do is, you see this one's your top marker. Now on this rebreather, if you're using it over 14 degrees, you can rotate these around. So this is really important. So you don't put the one that you've used back in to use again. So that's really important. So I'm going to unscrew. I'll unscrew these and I'll get back to There we are, right, I do apologise. That was definitely a two-handed job. So these little things that screw on and hold everything down and help with the self-sealing packing. I have these little self-sealing packing. These are self-packing canisters. You see the guys, the springs load down, and if there's any looseness, it repacks it for you. So that's good. Yeah, so that's there, brilliant. And then these little fabric things here, ta-da, are called scrims. Okay, which I thought is quite a good word. I quite like that. So anyway, we don't want them blown away, so we're going to put some stuff on there like that. So then we're going to take this one off. Sorry guys, I'm trying to video while doing it. I'm not very good at that. So let's put that all the way around, put a spring, we'll put a clip on top of it. So there we go, we've got 2 canisters full of the cat litter. So let's go empty these into the bin. So I'll do one, I'm going to do one off camera because quite frankly, this is boring, isn't it? Out to the front, oh, there's a bit of breeze there as well. It is hot today in the UK. I say hot today in the UK. For the UK, it's hot. We are at 20 degrees and it is lovely. So, where's this? So weirdly, our green bin in my local authority is the rubbish bin. The recycle bin is brown, so go figure that out. Ah, get up. Right, here we go. I see it all clumping there. That's where its dampen's been used. Just give it a tap. Ooh, okay. And there's your bottom scrim. I made a mess. The wife's gonna go mental. Oh well, never mind. We'll fold it down. There you are, never happened. Never happened. If you didn't see a thing, no one can blame me. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna go open the second one and then we'll get these clean. Guys, so the scrubber canisters are now empty. So again, we'll just give them a blitz with the chem gene inside and out, because these are obviously right in the goo flow. The cover, I'll just sit them in the lids. Coming out. Now the scrims themselves are delicate little things, so I'll just give them a bit of a hand wash. Anyway, that's that. Set a timer for me please folks, for 15 minutes. Incoming soggy. No, I don't want that one. That's too much. Nope. That's the one. So again, no need to go mad with this guy. You see it all bubbling up? I don't know if you see it bubbling up, but it's bubbles. So we're just going to keep rinsing until the bubbles wash away. As you feel the counter lungs up, you can see it leaking through the chambers. There we go. We're really going now. Oh, I've got wet feet. Cold toes. So again, I'm just going to keep flushing this until the bubbles stop coming out. Again, until that, so I don't breathe either. So what I'm going to do guys is just bring out lungs, clean the cords again, so I'll get that inside. There we go, and then inhale. Beautiful. Let's do it again. Stop bottom on, stick them out, there we go. Stop top on. There we go, beautiful. There we go. That's it. Pop the top cover off. Rinse the hood. And just do the rest of the unit. Control there, good rinse off. And again, so where this goes guys, I'm going to flick that to something else actually, a bit narrower, there we go. So this is going to go through the mushroom valves and you'll see it coming out, there we are, the other end, so this one doesn't fill up. It comes out the, there we go, more bubbles, get rid of them, and again. And again, give it a wiggle guys, just make sure you're getting it out everywhere. Ooh, hello. And then just to make sure I've washed the back of that mushroom valve on this side. Just fill this up, so give that a bit of a... Ooh, squeaky. Alright, empty that out. Cleaned. It's getting very soggy underfoot now. Oh, there's a bit of foamy in there, so. go, no more foam there. And that's it, rinsed. Ugh, I've made a swamp. So guys, now to look after this, we have to dry it off. So I'm going to take everything off. I'm going to leave it outside for the day today to dry off. If it's not sunny, it's winter, then it has to go inside. So all I do is give it a bit of a lean to drain it out, okay? Because what you want to do is once it's all dry, you need to seal it up so you don't get bugs and everything in it. So I've got to be honest, this is the worst thing to dry because, again, all the water just collects in these corrugations in the hose, and they can be there literally days and days and days after. So you have to give it a good flick and keep pulling, you know, extending the hose, narrowing it out, and you can see as you pull it, look, more comes out when it's pulled up. So yeah, so all I do with this, dangle the weights down there, and then I hang it on a coat hanger via the gag strap, and that seems to be fine. It's not damaging anything, so, and even if it does, it's only the gag strap and they're only a few quid to replace, so I'm not massively bothered about that, to be honest with you. But yeah, so every couple of days at least, guys, or you know, a couple of times a day maybe, just come out, give it all a good shake, and then again just extend that hose and shake out the excess water. So always the last bit to dry. Right guys, anyway, that's me done. I'm gonna go change my footwear, and I will see you as always on the next one.